The green farmlands of the Shenandoah Valley make up an important agricultural hub of the eastern part of the United States. Though the farmers and workers who keep this land tilled and rich have for one Saturday dismounted their machinery, they've certainly not strayed far from the heavy equipment. Welcome to the Rockingham County Fairgrounds in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Action already underway as we show you a little bit of footage from the pit party earlier on. We've got a field of 4 trucks coming into this one that includes one from the state of Missouri, that being Mark Andrew in Wicked Sickness. Dalton Van Skyok here in Stomper, ready to throw down in front of this crowd. This truck is a wheelie machine, and what will be our first look at the trailer mate to that truck, the awesome American Scout of Colton and Richie Kaiser out of the Indianapolis, Indiana area. The fans absolutely loving the big 3 from the Midwest, and one local hero, none other than Brandon Darrow in Bad News Travels Fast. So we've got 3 Chevys and 1 Ford, and this beautiful new livery on this awesome Silverado body on the truck out of Elkton, Virginia. The Sign Pro sponsored Bad News Travels Fast, looking good as always. As I said, action is already underway. It threatened to rain here all afternoon. It rained a lot last night, but you can see the track has dried out. Because of the threat of rain, they did not want to overwater it. And you can see we have dusty conditions as Colton Kaiser got things started off in the best trick competition with the American Scout Chevrolet. Wild landing. They need to work on the rebound of these shocks. It's a new truck to them, but it is not a new chassis, as they got this machine from Andy Hoffman. Ran formerly as the Nightmare and War Wagon. The American Scout getting some big hang time to start off the best trick competition, and he's got some tough opponents right behind him. Again, this was a little bit earlier as we wait on freestyle to get underway right now. Dalton Van Skyok was up next in the Stomper out of Portland, Indiana. I said at the top that was a wheelie machine, and he proved it once again by setting it on the back 2 tires here in the best trick competition. Second hit, standing it straight up and down. Again, I mentioned the dust. You see the dark spots on the track. It was very muddy when we showed up here this morning, and there was only about 3 hours from the time they finished prep and doors open. They did not want to overwater the track, as I said, and make it a slick, muddy mess for these guys out here. And it's actually a good thing they didn't, in spite of fighting the dust. You can see they're getting a nice bite on this thing, and the temperatures have come down, which really helps with these blower motors. Now, you thought that was wild. Watch Mark Andrew. He drove a long way to show off in front of this crowd in the Old Dominion, and he certainly did not disappoint. Andrew was okay, strapped in the big Ford out of Missouri, but that was a hard hit as he bounced, literally bounced off the pod. You can see him moving around inside, taking inventory and unbelting all the crews down there to help him out. Somebody from each of our other 3 monster truck crews and his crew chief came down to check on him. But you see right there, the wheelie bar did not even make it to the obstacle. He just bounced off the rear tires, and luckily the truck did not bounce straight onto the cage. It kind of rolled backwards, and that kept him from taking the brunt of the impact straight onto the top of this truck. That would have been a very hard land, but you can see the truck looks a little worse for the wear as the left side of the body came off basically in one big piece, and you see the oil dripping out from underneath, very white. That's an indication that there's a lot of alcohol in the crankcase. We'll see if that affects him through the freestyle competition, as racing highlights will be coming up next. Right now, though, Bad News Travels Fast, the local hero, getting a nice slap wheelie to start off his run in the best trick competition. He knew it was going to be tough going right behind a rollover, but he didn't disappoint either. Not getting the slap wheelie he was hoping for right there, but I'll tell you this, the local favoritism may have paid off for him here, as he did get a nice slap wheel on that first one. I'm not sure everybody's going to agree with the results of this best trick competition, but the win did indeed go to that guy right there, Brandon Darrow, the hometown hero in Bad News Travels Fast. We're just getting underway. Stay with us. More to come from Harrisonburg.
This Back Channel Productions program is brought to you in part by RPM Army. For a wide array of content from across the motorsports world, visit rpmarmy.com, your high-performance fix on the go. And by Crush This. For a look inside the world of monster trucks, check out Crush This, a Monster Truck podcast. This Back Channel Productions program is brought to you in part by Monsters Monthly. For up-to-date info, media, and all your other monster truck needs, visit monstersmonthly.com.
Good crowd on hand here at the Rockingham County Fairgrounds in Harrisonburg, Virginia. As we wait on freestyle to start, we're going to take you through qualifying and racing highlights. Of course, first up, the American Scout, Colton Kaiser, out of the Indianapolis, Indiana area. Colton was slated to be a favorite here, a shorter wheelbase truck, a lightweight truck, moving very quickly. He was looking good, but as you're about to see, he did not finish the course, forgot to go around and hit that last jump. It's a Chicago-style course, not a U-turn course, and that was the mistake that cost him an early qualifying lead. Now, Dalton Van Skyak, the other Hoosier State Chevrolet, the Stomper, the Lethal Threat Stomper out of Portland, Indiana, driving for Joe Nichter. Little trouble in the last turn. He would run a 20.78 to open up times in the qualifying round with 2 to go behind him. That's if Mark Andrew could get his truck back on the track. Bad News Travels Fast would run third. After 3 trucks, he would be quickest of the session. There you see a 17:01 for the Sign Pro Bad News Travels Fast Chevrolet. The hometown hero continuing with the momentum here in qualifying. The big question would be answered. Mark Andrew coming back to the line for the truck, looking well, a lot worse for the wear. Cosmetic damage really only didn't hurt the chassis any. There you see Mark Andrew laying down a shot after a crash in the best trick competition. He would run second with that 1995. So your number 1 qualifier, Bad News Travels Fast, followed by Wicked Sickness, Stomper, and that guy right there, Colton Kaiser, who did not finish the track. He would end up last. He would have to take on the quick qualifier and the hometown hero, Brandon Darrow, in Bad News Travels Fast from right down the road in Elkton, Virginia. We would see which of these Chevrolets would get the first round pass into the final. for Darrow, but you can see rear steering issues for Colton Kaiser. Blew away any chance he had of taking a round one victory, but he still would have had to have been fast to knock out Brandon Darrow as our next round one matchup. We've come to the line. Wicked Sickness, you see right there, taking on Stomp. Wicked Sickness, a close battle. Stomper gave him all he wanted, but about a truck length behind on the final jump. Our third place race would feature the trailer mates, two guys who are not afraid to backtalk each other, Colton Kaiser and Dalton Van Skyen. Colton Kaiser picking up about a 2 or 3 truck length victory without the aid of the rear steering. Very impressive. He would take third place out of the racing bracket. Brandon Darrow and Bad News Travels Fast rolling up for the championship matchup with that big guy right there, Mark Andrew, out of St. Louis, Missouri, in the Wicked Sickness Ford. Ford and Chevy final. The lone Ford in the field made it to the final. Could he take the win for the Blue Oval fraternity? Darrow keeping the good times rolling. He's 2 for 2 on this afternoon in Harrisonburg, Virginia, picking up the best trick competition victory and the racing victory right down the road from his hometown. I keep saying it, but that hometown momentum carrying on with the big Chevrolet. His whole family out here this weekend. Of course, they went right from a display this morning, showed up about 15 minutes into the pit party, tired the truck up, got it out there, signed some autographs, and they're rolling on here in Harrisonburg.
Hey, welcome to Wild Man Adventures. We're at the Silver Lake Sand Dragway. There really wasn't any off-roading back then. It was all off-road. We're on our way to Lima, Ohio. Got wooden wheels.
Oh, it's slippery as all get out of it.
Hey, we're here with Rich Cummins. Hey, we're here with Mike Potter.
Hey, we're here with Alan Pizzo.
Gotta check it out. This week we're gonna go down memory lane.
Freestyle about to get underway here at the Rockingham County Fairgrounds in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Although the fans have already seen one go, it wasn't a 66-inch tire monster truck. No, it was top dog Tucker Wright. Making a splash now. This kid has improved leaps and bounds from the first time we saw him. Opening up with a little bit of hang time in the Mini from right down the road in the Roanoke area. It's about 2 hours from home this weekend, but you can see not kind to this truck. He damaged it out in Delaware earlier this year. They had to do a lot of rear end work to get it back out here on the track, but it didn't scare him off any. Watch these wheelies. One walking wheelie followed by another. Big sky wheelies in the Mini, and the crowd absolutely ate it up as Tucker Rife opened up freestyle. He is in the points here this weekend.
Masters Renegade and Frame Filter System.
Crowd loving freestyle tribute to the late great Roxy. His image is emblazoned on the side of the fiberglass body on the Mini. Here comes Colton Kaiser now on board with it. At the wheel of the American Scout, he's going to open up freestyle for the big trucks. They're all chasing Tucker Rife right now. Big hit back there again. The rebound he shocks is insane. He bounces back up about as high as he went in the, well, he's having a problem right now. Again, that rear steering is really hurting him on this run. For the American Scout, he's getting after it, and you can see the rear steering kicking left and right. He's not doing that with the toggle switch. Something is going away. Either a ball switch has gone bad, or he's got a rear steering ram that is bypassing. Right there, the truck crab walking. I'm going to go ahead and take a guess that it's actually a steering ram going away. They replaced the ball switch here just recently. And he's going to wrap up the run right there. He's got to be a little bit disappointed in that, but he definitely threw it down. Had some nice hang time on the run. Colton Kaiser going to roll it on back to the pit area. Again, very clearly having problems with the rear steer on this big Chevrolet out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Take another look at some of the big hits on the run, and again, watch the rebound. Testing the shocks every time he's landed, but he's not getting beat up in the truck. It seems like it's not hurting him on the landing, just a lot of rebound again with this huge hang time. Drives it just like the Mini. His driving style has not changed, going from a little truck to a big truck. See that massive air from on board, and he does not move in that seat. That is how well contained these drivers are in these trucks these days. As Colton climbs out, you'll watch out his driver's side window. Away goes Stomper and Dalton Van Skyok. The Wheelie King from Portland, Indiana, trying to put Colton Kaiser in his place. Just getting warmed up in this awesome-looking Chevrolet out of the Hoosier State. Yeah, kind of an odd kick right there. I'm going to tell you, the track is going away as it's drying out. The dirt is getting looser. Getting a slap wheelie out of it right there. This machine designed by Jason Whitty out of Washington, Missouri, back around 2003. And it's simply amazing that you can take a truck that's around 2 decades old and do with it what the original owner and all the following owners have been able to do. Joe Nichter's Lethal Threat Stomper being driven by the wild man Dalton Van Skyok. Going for one more wheelie, and he just snapped off the left front. Broken spindle right there for Dalton Van Skyok. He's going to cut his run short. And that's something he could ill afford, but don't think he disappointed the crowd at all as he was getting after it. Had some nice air on the run. You see T-Rex walking out. Richie Kaiser strong-arming that 1,000-pound tire and wheel assembly onto the front of the forklift. Watch him again, though, the big hang time. We're trying to figure out where it actually would have fractured the left front. I don't think it did it there, although he was heavy on the nose on a few of these jumps, but Dalton doing what he knows how to do, trying to kick the front end up and power into it. What a ride for the big Chevrolet, getting the crowd on their feet. We've had a truck upside down. We got one with the tire off. Dalton Van Skyhock throwing it into low orbit, busting the front spindle. And again, it's very impressive that Richie was able to by himself push that tire around like that while it was laying on its side, because it still has the planetary assembly inside of it. We're not done yet. 2 more to go. Stay with us when we come back to Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Listen up. It doesn't matter if you just watch your first show or you're a longtime fan of the sport and you want to know more about monster trucks. Well, tune into the Throttle Out Show on Monday and Thursday nights, live on our YouTube channel at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. You'll get the inside scoop and all the behind-the-scenes footage in monster trucks and soon to be all other motorsports. Life is better when your foot is to the floor. So remember, when in doubt, throttle out.
Heavy equipment going to work, moving different kind of heavy equipment. You can see the truck is still functional as Richie Kaiser up inside of the Lethal Threat Stomper, helping move this truck off the track and back to the trailer, where they will go to work very quickly, get that corner replaced and get the travel tires on and pack up and head back to Indiana. In the meantime, back on the track, Mark Andrews got nothing to lose right now in Wicked Sickness. This guy's always kind of a sleeper in the field. A lot of people may see this truck show up and kind of wonder what it has to show off. This guy is not afraid to go airborne. As you clearly saw in that best trick competition, he will get wild, but I've seen this guy pull off some amazing cyclones and wheelies over the years. Again, a real sleeper in the field. This big concussion chassis bodyless right now. You can see the shock soaking up everything he's throwing at it. Going nose high with the big, bad, Wicked Sickness. Used to be a Ford. Gonna wrap it up with the donuts. I hope he brought a toothbrush. Holy cow. I don't think I would have done that on a dry track again. Don't think they haven't been out here trying to keep this thing watered. That is how dry the day has gotten. And again, we were threatened with thunderstorms before we rolled in here. So, doing what they can with the track surface. Mark Andrew seeing to it that everybody has a Sunday afternoon load of laundry to do when they get home. My goodness, our final competitor rolling out right now, Brandon Darrow, in the beautiful, newly re-schemed, Sign Pro sponsored Bad News Travels Fast Chevy Silverado with the big 540 cubic inch Chevrolet block engine in the back. This is a legendary facility in motorsports in terms of some of the smaller facilities around the country in the agricultural areas of the United States. And Brandon Darrow sharing in that heritage right now as he and his father bought this truck from Bruce Haney back around 2011. been campaigning it very successfully as he lays down an impressive freestyle here, keeping the momentum up. And Darrow seems to be riding a high right now with the hometown momentum. One of two things can happen when you're running close to home. You'll either have that good momentum and the goodwill from the crowd, or the hometown curse. Picking up a slap willy right there. You see the horsepower going to work, as I would say he is anything but cursed this afternoon. Beautiful launch for the big Patrick Chassis Chevrolet. Again, I mentioned momentum, probably the best we've seen so far. She digs up what's left of the moist clay underneath the topsoil. You saw those big hunks of dirt flying out from underneath the tires. I said it rained here before we came in for this event, and it shows. Once he dug down there, he actually found some mud, as dry as it is on that side of the track. But we'll watch a couple highlights again. Darrow coming out to the roar of the crowd. We are going to wait and see where these guys ended up in freestyle as they're making their decision right now. Keep in mind, they were all chasing Tucker Reif in the Mini. Let's see. The crowd decides it will be Top Dog, the Mini, outperforming the big trucks today. And he had some tough competition. He had to go first. He's underpowered, undersized, but he laid down a shot. And again, that was a tribute to his late great dog, Roxy. Tucker laying it all on the line with the Mini here this year, and he's been performing quite well week after week. So our congratulations to him and the hometown boy, Brandon Darrow. And Bad News travels fast, picking up the event overall with best trick and racing victories. It's been an awesome afternoon here in Harrisonburg. We got plenty more coverage coming up here in 2022. We will see you next time.